6 months ago, I tapped into the fuel tank of my van to supply fuel for the generator. Got a lot of backlash on that video. A lot of people were like, "What? You're drilling holes into your gas tank? You can't do that. That's always going to leak. That's terrible, blah, 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 blah." So I did it anyways. I didn't really care what other people said. I was pretty confident in my ability to do it and make sure it doesn't leak and it's safe. I did it. Here I am about 6 months later. And I'm going to give you an update of how well it's been working. There's been a couple hiccups on figuring out how to work out the fuel flow. But once you figure it out, it's been working flawlessly. Let me show you. Alright, so since the last video about, I have this, because I just put that there, just to help with a little bit of airflow when it's super hot. I've had this thing shut down on me when it was, when this was closed, just because it was so hot. Anyways, if you ever work with or dealt with outboard motors on a boat, this pretty much works the same way. It's the exact same parts. It's got a fuel primer. This comes out, and these things are nice because you just pop it right off. And then this I got on Amazon, something like that, and also this. So when I go to start this thing, most of the time, I don't have to do this every time, but what I'll do is I'll check the fuel level in there, and it's a little low, but it's not too bad. As long as it's more than like halfway, it's totally fine. So what happens is, this is a closed system. There's no airflow. So what happens here is you plug this in, and then you prime it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually kind of using this to fill the tank up. However, here's what's happening when I'm priming this. Right now, fuel is going in, filling up this tank, right? And air has to go somewhere, so air is not going anywhere right now. So what's happening is pressure is building up, which is not good. You don't want to have too much pressure built up in there. The more I squeeze this, the more pressure of air in there is being built up, which is not, it can't be good. So when I undo this, if I just hit this, it will air will come out. See that? See how air came out? That's because just from those few pumps, a little bit of fuel went in there and air had nowhere to go. So what I do is I just prime it a couple times to make sure that it's got enough fuel, and then I just quickly make sure there's no pressure, give it a little pump, and then I can start the generator. And as the fuel goes down in the tank, it creates a vacuum pulling the fuel back, dripping in, keeping the level. For the most part, it doesn't really go down. It just kind of stays in that general area. But the ticket is to not have pressure built up in here, otherwise it's going to run funny. Once I had that all figured out, it's been running flawlessly. One time, I think I started at like 6:30 p.m. and it was really hot, and it was running for like, well, to like 5:30 the next morning. Well over 12 hours, just over 12 hours. Running the AC, high RPMs too, using more gas. But I had a full tank, so I have like a 200-hour runtime. So to the people that were concerned about tapping into the gas tank and leaks and everything, let me show you this. Let's revisit the hole and the little modification I made. Oh, it's actually a little dirty, but here it is. This is the cutoff valve right here, and I can turn it. Now fuel's not flowing at all. And then I can turn it again. Now there's like a little ball in there that's, to open and close it. This thing is yet to leak. Here's the line. that just runs all the way to pretty much in the front there to the prime bulb. So what I did is I drilled a hole the exact size of the little thing that went in, and I threaded it, and then I put a seal. It's like a fuel resistant. Oh, you know what? Here, I have it. I kept it here just in case. This stuff. Check this out. Gasket dressing sealant. It's a fuel resisting sealant. What I did is I use it almost like a thread lock. I put it on the threads, so as I turned it in, when I drilled the hole, it's plastic that's only about that thick, and then I kind of I turned it in there to almost like threading it, and then I put this stuff on the threads itself, and then I turned it in nice and tight, so even if it were to leak, well, that's what the fuel resistant sealant is keeping it from leaking. And then what I used around the corner was what is that called? It's JB Weld plastic bonder. So it's another form of a sealant. It's basically like a glue, and I went around the little valve up against the tank itself. There's no way this thing's going to leak or even get close to leaking, and I will promise you that the second it does, I will make a video about it leaking. But so far we're 6 months and I haven't had a drip, so it's been a really good it's been great, honestly. So this is how I have my this is how I power my air conditioner at night, because let me tell you, it gets really hot, and you cannot be in that van in 90-degree weather overnight. I'm telling you, I don't care how many fans you have, you could do it, but it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to suck. I've had it about 65 degrees in there, about 90 degrees outside at night, super hot and humid, and yeah, 65 degrees in the van. The generator works great for me. If you're gonna do something like this, I would really do some R&D, check in, do your research, because you gotta know what the hell you're doing. It is scary drilling holes in the gas tank and all that, but you do it, and you do it right, and as long as you understand the concept of basic mechanics of fuel and all that, it's not that hard. So anyways, I wanted to make this update video about it. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Also, so I decided to make a Facebook page called Midwest Van Life. And if you are watching this and you are in the Midwest or near the Midwest or coming through the Midwest or just interested in general, join Midwest Van Life on Facebook. I want to build up a little community here in the Midwest, and I'd like to start putting together possibly some meetups. So go ahead and join, and thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, keep it real. Take care.